it bills itself as like a task or project management system more than anything. And I'm pretty sure as a realtor, you actually work on a lot of tasks and projects.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore you need it. And if you want to have the best, this is it. So if you, especially high Ds, I think struggle with task and like more so project management, because we're like squirrel, we're all over the place. To have something actually keep us on track to manage these projects is vital. Welcome to the Whissel Way Podcast. My name is Kyle Whissel, your host with eXp Realty in San Diego.
My name is Bryan Koci, Director of Media here at Whissel Realty Group.
The goal of the show is to give you the tools, techniques, and tactics to go crush it in your business. The way that we like to do that is to answer the questions that you guys have for us. If you have a question you want us to answer, go to thewhisselway.com. You can ask us questions on there. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and podcast. Join our referral network, email newsletter, and private Facebook group where we share a lot of tips and tricks. And get dialed in with our video content creation course called Media Mayor Mastermind, where we'll share everything we've learned over the last 7+ years to dominate the media in our community and really become the mayor of the community. So if you want to get dialed in with all that, go to thewhisselway.com. And if you enjoyed the show today, if you are on a podcast platform, hook us up with a review. That means a lot to us. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit the thumbs up button, let YouTube know you enjoyed the show. If you have questions, throw them in the comments. And if you want to get notified of future episodes of the show, hit the subscribe button and little notification bell, and YouTube will take care of the rest. What do we got today, Brian?
Today, we're going to be talking about another system that we use massively in our business, and it's Monday.com. This is not sponsored by Monday.
But Monday should sponsor
They
us.
should.
Shit.
Otherwise,
Monday, call me.
we'll see if another brand wants to
Isn't
sponsor
it
us.
funny how there's certain websites we have to say .com, like Realtor? Nobody says, oh yeah, I got this lead from Realtor. They say I got this lead from Realtor.com.
You have
Monday is another one of those. Like, oh yeah, we use Monday. But nobody says that. We use Monday.com. Like this is another one of those where you actually
have to
hear people say the .com because it sounds weird to use Monday in a sentence.
Well, I've used it in a sentence before that gets things very confusing. Hey, Tom, did you do that on Monday? No, I did it today. I know. Did you put it on Monday? Today? What are you fucking talking about? So we've had those conversations. Not my favorite name, but probably
Nobody
my
likes
favorite
Monday.
system. I know. It's a weird thing to name your company.
It is.
Anyways, so Kyle, tell a little bit about what Monday.com is.
So what I look at Monday as, this is something that I found and I loved it because everybody uses Google Sheets. And while Google Sheets are amazing, they're fucking ugly.
Mhm.
Like they're really ugly. It's really not visually appealing, especially for a high D like me who doesn't want to look at like lines and lines and lines of data. I need something that's more visually appealing. So I found this system called Monday, and what I would relate
Monday.com.
Monday to is it's a combination of Google Sheets, Trello, and Zapier all mixed into one, because it's got all the data capabilities of Google Sheets. It's got the more visual aesthetic and movability of Trello. And then it has all the automations and integrations of Zapier. And so
Yes.
it's basically like those three platforms combined together.
So who is Monday.com for? Someone's listening here and they go, Kyle, I already have a CRM. I got Follow Bots. I absolutely love it. I don't need another system. Who is Monday.com for, and who is Monday.com not for?
Smart people is who it's for, and dumb people is who it's not for.
Okay, next question.
Yeah. I'm honestly, if you, it bills itself as like a task or project management system more than anything. And I'm pretty sure as a realtor, you actually work on a lot of tasks and projects.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore you need it. And if you want to have the best, this is it. So if you, especially high Ds, I think struggle with task and like more so project management, because we're like squirrel, we're all over the place. To have something actually keep us on track to manage these projects is vital.
Yes. So a quick rundown of what a normal Monday.com board looks like. Imagine you have different groups. So first off, you have like, let's keep it real simple. Imagine you have a bunch of sticky notes. You can organize these sticky notes into different groups. So they may be do, doing, done, different in those different groups. They may be different groups for, maybe different people or different months. And then these sticky notes are your different tasks. And on these sticky notes or in this line, if you're thinking about like an Excel spreadsheet, you can have different columns, right? So you can have date columns, status columns, text columns. You can have a bunch of different types of columns where you can put a bunch of different data in. And so what's great about Monday is you can easily, and what you cannot do in Google Sheets is you can take each one and drag and drop between the different groups. You can assign different people to them very easily. So that way I can assign something to Tom and he'll get notified, hey, Brian assigned you this task, this row of data. And so like Kyle said, quick things, right? Tasks Kyle's good at. He always says, I'll just do it right now. I'm listening. I'm just texting that person you want me to text right now. But when we have a long-term project or an event, we got to do this and then follow up with this and then get approval on this. That's where Kyle struggles. And that's where having a system like this works really well.
Yes.
So Kyle, what are some ways we use Monday.com in our business, especially that you do?
Yeah. So there's so many ways to use it. For example, we're coordinating our Cabo trip right now, our reward trip for our team to go to Cabo. And I used it this past year when we organized it just to track who's going and are they bringing a spouse and which room option do they want and stuff like that. And I was able to send a form out to everybody. They filled out the form, clicked some boxes, and then it put in this really nice visual display. And it broke it down into who was coming solo, who was coming with a +1, and who was not coming. And it just automatically, based on the responses that they came in with, it segmented them accordingly. And I had this really nice, pretty visual display. Like that would be an example of one way to use it. We use it, just simple. Done. The most simple version is a doing done board, which is, just a really simple way to organize your thoughts and things that you're working on. So anytime you have like an idea that comes in your mind that you want to do, you put it on the do column. And then once you're actually working on it, you move it to the doing column. And then once it's finished working on it, move it to the done column. And so just a very simple like ABC type thing. But the possibilities are limitless. I mean, we've got boards built for tracking inbound referrals, for tracking outbound referrals. We've got boards for tracking appointments and what the results are of those appointments. And what's cool is you have like the boards, which are like your Google Sheets, but then you have dashboards, which are more like visual charts and graphs where you can, have a different viewpoint on the data, which is what I like to look at because I don't want to look at a whole lot of data on a screen. I just want to see like pretty charts and graphs that illustrate things for me.
We also utilize different boards in our leadership team for issues that we have, tasks to do, projects we're working on, our quarterly goals, headlines and things like that. So we use it there. In the media team, we use different boards for distributing videos. When a video is done, we put all the links in there, hit done, and it automatically sends an email. Same thing with photo shoots. What are some things, Kyle, that we can't do or that Monday.com maybe isn't the best tool for and you should use a different tool?
Transaction management, I would say, is the big one. We tried to use it for that. Now, with that said, for you, it might work. We currently are managing 70 pending right now. That's a lot of data to put into it, and you're having to custom build it, which is very time and labor intensive. So I don't think it's ideal in that scenario. I think it's much more ideal to like the thing that we try to do is if there's an existing plug and play system, then we run with that existing system because it's a system that's built for like that purpose. Where if there is not an existing system, that's where we go to Monday.
Or if the existing system that we tried doesn't quite work to the customization that we need it to.
Yeah. So like for transaction management, we use open to close, which is a phenomenal system and it's built for that single purpose and it works great for it. So it's better than what we can build in Monday. But organizing a Cabo trip, I don't know of a system that's really built for that. Right. Especially when you're like, well, I need to segment people based on if they're coming, if they're +1s, if they're no's, or they gold quartile, platinum quartile. Like that shit's complicated. There's not an existing system. So whenever there's not a existing system built for that purpose, that's where we'll go with Monday. But then when there's already a badass system like open to close or like follow up boss, like in theory, you could use Monday as a CRM, but follow up boss is arguably the best real estate CRM out there. Why would we try to build something when there's already a fantastic plug and play system in place?
Yeah, and there's a few other things that I want to talk about that we use Monday for, and I already forgot what they were, so I'm just going to talk until I remember. I don't remember. Oh, we did our core value nominations is another thing of I mean anytime
and you
when
could do it with like Google Forms and Google Sheets, but that stuff's just ugly.
And it's hard to filter, and like Google Sheets, like filtering within Monday makes it really simple.
Yeah.
Before we get into automations, I want to talk a little bit about members. So you can have members. Oh, I was going to talk about onboarding. So we use it for our onboarding too.
Yeah.
So we have a onboarding board, and then we have our roster, which has all of the information about the agents from what date they joined, their EXP date, their sweatshirt size, their DRE number. We have all the information we need in the roster, so that way it lives in one spot. Like I said, before we go to automations, one of the things to note is there's a difference between members and guests.
Okay.
So it's a price per member, depending on, there's different levels that you can do. There's like the basic plan, the advanced, I don't know what they're called. So there's different levels, and those levels allow you to do different things. I think the pro, I don't know. There's one of them that allows you to do automations, but you pay per member. And these members are able to create boards, I think create automations. They can build in it. And so when we first got Monday, everyone got a member, or everyone was a member, and that was fine. And we were able to scale it up because everyone was able to do whatever they wanted. But as we continue to grow, that gets cost prohibitive. And so we found that utilizing Monday as people as guests, where they can interact on the boards, they can comment, they can change statuses, they can change things, but they can't create, is a great way to save money with it, right? So not every person that comes on needs to be a member. Those are really only the people that need to build stuff out.
Cool.
Kyle, talk a little bit about automations and why automations are important.
Yeah, so there's automations and integrations, which are two separate components to it. So automations are really cool. And like, let's just keep going to this Cabo example. I could build an automation where when somebody fills the form out, if status equals +1, put them on this group. If status equals solo, put them in this group. If status equals not going, put them in that group. Like that's an automation. So automatically, if this happens inside of Monday, do that, right? If this, then that. Mm-hmm. So those are the automations that are built out. And then you have integrations where now I could say, if status equals going, then integrate with Gmail and send a Gmail message requesting, and now I can type in a message and request the passport number, right? So I can buy their ticket or whatever. Like that would be an integration where I'm now integrating with a third-party software like a Gmail or other systems out there.
Yes, I do want to make a small note is Monday has moved Gmail specifically from integrations to automations because it's a lot easier to use that way. But yes, you can integrate with other programs like Gmail, but like MailChimp or Slack, Google Calendar. You can send webhooks, which will interact with Zapier. So if someone responds here, find them in Follow-Up Boss and add this tag or add this note. So that way you can kind of continue that conversation. And then one of the things that Monday's competitors, I think their tagline is, they'll save you. They guarantee that you'll save one day every week. And with the amount of automations, integrations you use, you can save yourself so much time. And it's easy to say, okay, well, when I go send out this, or when I upload this video, send an email to Billy or Sally. It's easy to say that. Yeah. It's even easier to not do it consistently. And so I know when we built this out originally, I had a canned response in Gmail, And so I would copy and paste it, and they would get the email most of the time. But now every time we distribute a video, we put it in this the links in this Monday board, and when we hit done, they get an email depending on what board it's in. Sometimes the listing coordinator gets an email, sometimes the marketing team gets an email. It depends who it is, but you can send emails based on that. Or even one of my favorite things now is on time based. Hey, every month, if mentor equals Mike Proctor, every month, if email equals, or if name equals Mike Proctor, send an email and say, hey, checking in to see how your mentor is. Mike, is he doing all these things you need to do? So you can build out some really cool things that can save you time, improve the quality of your communication with your team or your clients, with your people that RSVP for events, write reviews, all sorts of things. We use it so much in our business. I don't know how many automated tasks we do on Monday a month. Do you have any idea?
I don't know Monday. I don't know if it sends me that data, but I know on Zapier we're doing about 50,000 a month.
Yeah.
Let's say that again, 50,000 per month. Automated things happening just because of Zapier. Now when you add in the Monday, I bet Monday's equal, if not greater.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've not replaced, but we were able to grow and scale while leveraging technology, utilizing tools. Because what I don't want you to hear from this is, cool, now I have to pay another system. What I want you to hear from this is, cool, now I don't have to hire 3 more people. And the automations are going to work better than your people if you tell it exactly what you want. Now, it takes a while to set up the automations and learn it, and sometimes I will admit the automations do break every once in a while. So it is not 100% of the time, but I can tell you with certainty, it does it more consistently than I can. I mean, I can't do all the things I have automated, right? It gives me automated messages. Hey, every Monday do this, every Tuesday do this, every Wednesday do this. I can't remember all of the things I need to do. And so I have that automated with my Monday board.
Yeah, you and I are not poster children for consistency.
No, but not by ourselves, but utilizing our tools, we can be much, much, much more consistent.
And one thing I want to hit on there is you mentioned a Monday competitor, but you kind of like didn't say it. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
Honestly,
because
look, if you're watching
I don't want Chris to switch us over.
The owner of ClickUp, which is a Monday competitor, is in Entrepreneur Organization actually, and they've offered to like fully transition us over.
No. I'm sure ClickUp is great.
But no, here's what I want to say is, like, if you're watching this right now or listening to this and you have not started with Monday.com, like, we've got to have 500 boards built in Monday with 5,000, automations and integrations set up. Like, it would be monumental for us to move. But if you're just starting out, you don't have something in place, like, you should look at ClickUp because it is less expensive. It's called ClickUp.
I don't know why I didn't say it. It's not being sponsored by Monday. Yeah. Monday, if you pay us, then we won't say ClickUp. If you pay us Monday, then
we'll freaking not talk about anybody, but you don't pay us. So we're going to talk about competitors. Like, in all honesty, like, if you're listening to this, like, oh, I need this, you should look at ClickUp. You could save money. I think ClickUp, I don't know if it's half the cost, but it's maybe 2/3 of the cost. So it could save you a decent amount of money. So that's something you should seriously consider, because ClickUp is the number one competitor to Monday.
And they are advertising like crazy.
They got venture capital money. Venture capital does not, give you money, just sit on it. They give you money to spend it. And ClickUp has been, they ran a fucking Super Bowl commercial.
Super Bowl, I've seen it in the airport. I've seen it at Fashion Valley Mall, like everywhere.
Yeah.
Buses, they've wrapped the entire trolley for months. Nuts.
Yeah, they're spending a fortune. But here we are. We're talking about them. So, accomplished.
But we're talking about Monday more. So,
so yeah, just know ClickUp is a direct competitor to Monday. They can do a lot of the same exact stuff.
Cool.
So it might be a better fit for you.
Cool.
Yeah.
So let me see. Boards, automations, members.
What are the favorite boards you guys use in the media team?
So my favorite board is our doing, and done. There's 6 of us on the media team now. Myself, 2 in-house photo and video guys. I can't say shooters, even though I just did. And then 2 photo video editors and 1 graphic designer. So I have this one board, and then I have different views. So if I want to see what Tom's doing, I just look at his view. If I want to see what Cedric's doing, I just look at his view. And so at a quick glance, I can see what everyone's doing, what everyone's working on. I can assign my VAs to do things. Hey, I want you to focus on this first. And then also I can search all of the stuff we've done. So if I'm like, hey, where did that one video go that you created? I can find it because it's in our done section. And so I have that, and then I have an automation built to where we've got some things in doing and a lot of things in do. I have due dates on everything in there. I'm supposed to. I'm not great at it. I have due dates, and when that due date arrives, it automatically shoots it up into my doing board. So that way I can see, oh, I said I needed to look at this at the end of the month. I need to cancel this subscription or follow up with the ordering of this. It can remind me. So if I go, oh shit, I need to do that in April, I can just put a due date April 1st, set it as due, and then 3 days before is my automation set. 3 days before it'll say, hey, you need to do this by April 1st. So that's my favorite board. That one, as well as our photo distribution. So we have a board that has, for our property photos, we have 3 different categories. We have photos coming soon, photos due, and photos done. And on that board, we have what the agent is, or their name, their email, their phone number. We automate emails to them and text messages to them before the shoot. We put up the links to the photos, the 360, the floor plan. And when we hit done, it automatically sends to the agents and the listing team. So that way the listing team has what they need to make the property live, but also the agent has what they need to make flyers or show the sellers. And then a couple days after that, we send a text message to the agent, say, hey, give us a rating out of 1 to 10. So that way we know if we're performing well for you. So those are my 2 favorite boards.
I love it.
What about yours?
I mean, doing done is the number one thing that I use. Another one is we run our company on EOS, Entrepreneurial Operating System, and we do these weekly level 10 meetings. And it really keeps us organized for those level 10 meetings where we're putting all of our topics and stuff in there that we need to suggest. And it's great because we can all collaborate on who's doing what. And we, have topics we need to discuss. And then we set to-dos based on those topics. And so it's really good for helping us organize our meetings. And then I just love it for like the one-off events, right? Like I'll just keep going back to like Cabo. Like we just need to plan a trip, but we need a system to organize it. So we're not sitting on a piece of fucking graph paper and marking X's and O's and stuff. Like that's crazy. So to have a system that everybody has access to is really, really cool for just organizing things.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, hopefully you guys got a lot of value out of that. We're going to dive into our widget of the week in a minute. But before we do, if you enjoyed the show today, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button, let YouTube know. You can also hit the notification or subscribe button and notification bell so you get notified when we release future episodes. Or if you have questions, throw them in the comments where Brian and I are always on top of those comments, more so Brian than me. And if you listen on a podcast platform, hook us up with a review. That would mean a lot to us. If you have a question you want to have answered on a future episode of the show, you can always go to thewhisselway.com. You can subscribe to the podcast, the YouTube channel, join our referral network, our email newsletter, our private Facebook group, and you can get dialed in with our video content creation course called Media Mayor Mastermind, where we'll teach you everything you need to know to become the media mayor of your local community at thewhisselway.com. With that said, Brian, what do you got for us? We're going to dive into our Whissel widget of the week. This is something we utilize in our business. It saves us time, makes us more money, or helps us have more fun. What do you got, Brian?
So the plug about the Media Mayor Mastermind was a great segue into my widget this week. I'm not doing this widget this week. I changed my mind. In one of our bi-monthly Q&As, one of our Media Mayor Mastermind, I don't know what you call them, one of our mastermind members, there we go, Janice Macmillan I was talking to her we're talking about different types of way to edit video, and she told me a way to edit video that I never thought of, and it's actually a really easy and good tool, and that's utilizing canva.com to edit video. We were talking about video, and I said, I use Adobe Premiere, but it's really complicated. I don't recommend you do it. And she goes, oh, I use Canva. I'm in there every day for working on other things, and I mess around with the video, and it's a bit limited. True, we understand that. Canva in general is kind of limited, but you're able to edit some pretty easy videos there. And so that was something that I didn't know about, It's a tool that we use, but just not in that fashion. And I wanted to make sure you could check it out. What we did in that one is I wanted to show how you can make a horizontal video vertical. And I just literally uploaded the video into Canva, did a Instagram story template, and just dragged it over, and I could zoom in and either do it that way or make it small and then have a solid color background, or make a big video as the background and reduce the transparency. So you can play around. If you played around with Canva at all for photo editing or graphic design, check it out for video editing. It's pretty cool.
I literally cannot come up with, Brian. I'm looking through my entire phone, seeing anything new that I have added.
Do you want to talk about this?
A webcam?
Well, it's our conference room setup. We've got a couple of different pieces here, and you don't even know what it is. You can figure it out.
It's a webcam on a tripod.
Okay. I mean, with an
wait, hold on. I know where I'll go. I got one. So we got this
You're
recently. Welcome. These guys retarget like crazy. So if your phone even hears me say the name of this, it's probably gonna retarget you. But there's a company called Vibe, Vibe, and they make really cool smart boards. So we got a smart board at our office, which is a TV screen, and then it's smart. So it has everything connected. We can have Zooms on this giant smart board. We can touch on draw all over it. We can load apps. We can load program systems. We can play video, Apple TV, Chromecast, all of that stuff, all on the smart board. And it's on wheels, so we've been able to move it around and use it in different, locations throughout the office. So I've been very happy having a smart board just because of the flexibility. Whiteboards are cool. Smart boards are way more cool.
Yeah, it's a mix between a projector, touchscreen, and whiteboard all in one.
Yeah, like a computer. It's basically a computer.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a computer on the back of it.
Yeah. Pretty cool. So
it's a giant computer.
Vibe, VIBE, and I think they have a couple different sizes now. So I would recommend getting the bigger size. The small size, I don't know what you would do with it. It's like 42 inches. So small. Like unless it's in a conference room, like maybe a small conference room, it would work.
But even that's probably 55.
Yeah, 42. Like you got to get the 65 to even have a chance. Otherwise, I don't think it makes sense. So they're not cheap, but they're freaking cool. And
how much
there's
are they?
A lot. I don't know. I got it on Black Friday. I don't know what the normal price is.
Like $5 to $10,000 somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, cool. Well, hopefully you guys got a lot of value out of the show today. Again, I'm Kyle Whissel with eXp Realty in San Diego.
I'm Bryan Koci. See you next week.
Wait. Before you leave, I want to share some more tips and tricks that we're using in our business to take it to that next level. Just click right here. And don't forget to subscribe. Click right here.